I already know all of you. This is weird. Fucking stupid. I forgot to close the door, so we're gonna do that. Hi, guys. You guys drinking? 3 of you are. Great. I don't drink much. I'm not a big drinker. I drink a lot. Sometimes. But I have a problem drinking. I get blackouts, and the problem is that when I black out, nobody can tell. Led to a lot of problems. One time I got blackout drunk and I got a speeding ticket. And I'm just glad a cop fucked up harder than me that day, you know? People let me do dumb things when I'm drunk and I don't like it. It's not a good look. Like one time I got blackout and I put a $15,000 bet on the Chicago Bears to win a football game. I don't know which one. Like I didn't know until I won the bet 3 days later and got $16,000 back. Which meant that I put everything I owed on a team I do not root for to win a football game to get $1,000 back. I don't know where I got $15,000 either. It's a bad day. But no, that's not even the worst thing. The worst thing I've ever done blacked out is I got a tattoo blackout drunk. Anyone else ever do that? Good. It's a bad idea. I don't like telling people about the blackout drunk tattoo because normally like 1 out of 20 people are like, "That's awesome, bro! What was the story?" And I'm like, I don't remember. I did. I got a tattoo. And like they're always like, I bet it was a cool story. You know what I mean? They're like, I bet it was really cool. Bet it was a dare. Bet you were in a bar. A pretty girl dared you to do it. And I'm like, I was alone on a Tuesday, and you're just making me way sadder about that. Like, and I was alone, finishing all the alcohol in my college apartment off because all my roommates had moved out the day before. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, why does my arm hurt? As it turns out. That's why my arm hurts. It says Mizzou. For those of you who don't know, Mizzou is the nickname of the University of Missouri where I went to school. And if you know anything about me, you are still confused why I got the word Mizzou tattooed. I don't like them. Like, we don't talk. They call me 3 times a year asking me for money, and I'm like, I'm a billboard. Pay me. What are you guys doing? I don't like Mizzou. I don't like this tattoo. Like, people, like, it's Helvetica. Like, it's the wrong, Mizzou's font has serifs, like, fucked up. And like, people are always like, oh, you know that was illegal for them to do it, right? You were blacked out. It was illegal for them to do that. And I'm like, yeah, but they don't refund you. Like, this wasn't a good tattoo parlor that I went to. I only found out about it because I found the receipt in my pocket the next day and it was handwritten. Like, I went to the store to like confront them the next day, and like, it was a tattoo parlor that was in a strip mall between a family-owned hardware store and a pharmacy. So they're definitely only making meth there, you know? Like, that's... The only reason I knew it was there is because there was a sign above the door that just said tattoo in Times New Roman, which means someone typed it into Microsoft, changed the font, and went, yep, print it. And I went in, and they had misspelled tattoo. There was 2 T's in front of it, which was hilarious. And then I went in, and the guy was like, welcome to TT Tattoos. Tattoos and taxidermy. And I looked around and there were dead raccoons all over the wall. So I left and never talked to them about this illegal thing they did to me. Because what am I gonna do? Alright, that's my opener. Now you guys know me. I work with autistic kids. Thank you. Thank you. I am a hero. Thank you. Thank you. I like working with autistic kids because I like telling people I work with autistic kids. It's a great experience. I can always tell who else has worked with autistic kids by telling them, because people respond with either, oh, you're doing the Lord's work, or something stupid. Or they go, And those are the people who have worked with autistic kids. Because autistic kids are hard. They're mean. They're the meanest. They're the meanest people on earth. They are. They will find your insecurity and tell you about it. That is what they do. I nanny this one boy, Teddy. I've nannied him for years. I see him every day, 5 days a week. Every time this kid sees me, he looks me in the eyes and says, "You look more like a mall Santa every day." And this kid loves Santa. So, like, I know it's a compliment. But the mall part hurts so bad. Like, why can't I be a big league Santa? That's all I want. I love Teddy, I really do. He's a good kid. He almost got me arrested last week. Don't worry about it. We went to Walgreens to pick up a prescription for him, and he went to the toy aisle and came back with a little toy, and he was like, "Buy me this." And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Buy me this." And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Buy me this." And I was like, "No." So he went, "Stranger! Stranger! Not dad! Not my dad! Stranger!" And do you guys know Walgreens has holding cells? Normally they're for shoplifters. Sometimes for me. I was in one for an hour until they could contact his mother. And then I got a week off work. It was kind of nice. Needed. But no, I like Teddy. I like being his nanny. People are often surprised that I'm a nanny because of my penis, and I don't like that because I'm a really good nanny. Like, I am an excellent nanny. I have been to every one of that kid's basketball games. And if you've ever been to an 8-year-old's basketball game and you don't love that child, leave. What are you doing? Why are you there? Because it's just 8 parents on a bench and me. That's the only people there watching the game. And all the parents are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how much he's grown." And then I'm just like, "Oh my God, stop shooting threes. What are you fucking doing, dude? Not even crossing the free throw line." Why are you trying? I really wish what happened at the kids' game would happen at an NBA game. I would make my life to be at, like, the crypto arena and just have some dude come on the PA just like, "Attention Lakers fans. Unfortunately, Anthony Davis will not be playing in today's game. He left crying because he wasn't allowed to wear his light-up shoes. He says they make him faster. Attention Lakers fans. Unfortunately, Rui Hachimura will not be playing in the second half today. He lost his jersey during the break. He told us he never took it off. Attention Lakers fans. Unfortunately, the rest of today's game is now canceled. LeBron James's mother has assaulted the ref, screaming, "My baby has never fouled, you son of a bitch!" No one gets a refund. Have a great day. One game. All that happens one game. It's the best. No, I do I go to all of his activities. I went to his piano recital not too long ago, and that was the worst. He's not good at music. He's not good at anything, but he's really bad at music. You know what this is a kid who once told me his favorite song is The Pledge of Allegiance, and I watched him try piano. Like, it was uncomfortable. It was awful. It was really uncomfortable for me because I was sat next to a porn star who I knew. It's really weird only knowing 2 things about this poor woman. What she looks like naked, and that her daughter sucks at piano. Good to know sucking runs in the family, though, right? I love that joke way more than I should have. It's a dumb joke. Teddy's really rich. Just so you guys know, he will own Hollywood if it doesn't burn down. He's really rich. He's so rich that he hasn't flushed a toilet this past 2 years now. That should be a joke. It's just a thing you now know about a kid who will have a lot of power one day. He does not flush the toilet. It's Well, what happened is he wouldn't flush his toilet so often that his maid quit over it. She could not flush the toilet for him anymore. She went back to Honduras because his shit wasn't worth American citizenship. You know, like, she just left. And his parents didn't want to teach him to do this, so they just bought him an automatic toilet for the house. I didn't know you could own automatic toilets. I thought that was reserved for like public places, you know? But no, they bought him an automatic toilet and he hated it. He cried in my arms saying, "But Mason's parents bought him a bidet. How come Mason's parents love him more?" And I was like, I think this is a good time to leave you in the forest. Like, I have never owned a brand new toilet in my life. Every toilet I've ever had, someone else used before me. This kid has a brand new toilet, and he cries about it. No one left him in the forest. Instead, his parents bought him a bidet. Bought him a very fancy new toilet. This toilet cost them $5,628.17. It's insane to me. They could have paid me $10. I would have spit in that kid's ass as much as they need. It's not weird. I need the money. Jesus, no, it's weird nannying this like very rich kid because like I drive a beat up car. I love my car. I own my car, but I've got a cracked mirror and some scrapes and stuff. And every time that kid looks in the mirror, I know I'm going to be part of a college essay one day that's like, I know what struggle is because my nanny was a poor. And it just cuts deep every time. I make fun of him, but I do really like Teddy. I think he's the best. He gets made fun of a lot. He gets bullied a lot at school. It's a really big problem. Like the other day I picked him up from school and he was crying really hard. And I was like, "What's wrong?" And he was like, "I was bullied." I was like, "Oh no, what happened?" And he was like, "All the kids called me gay. All day, it's all they would say. Gay, 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 all day." I was like, "Man, stop rhyming. It might help." I didn't say that. I didn't know what to say. I really didn't, because this kid is so gay. He's so gay. So fucking, like, he should not be bullied for it, but he is in 4 different dance classes, and he once said, "Fashion is my passion," just unprompted. And for the record, I don't think either of those things make him gay. I know he's gay because he is in love with his best friend Mason. Like, in love with Mason. He once told me his favorite part about hanging out with Mason was Mason's eyes. He once told me he wished he and Mason were in a different dance class together so that the teacher would stop pairing him with the girls and he and Mason could dance together forever. I fucking hate Mason so goddamn much. I'm just the friend in the middle, like, "You're too good for him, Teddy! You could do better!" Fuck Mason. Mason's the worst. Mason's an asshole. Mason was on a Nickelodeon show and will not let me forget about it. That's really all this is about. Like I drove Mason home the other day and he was like, "Alex, is $17,000 a lot of money?" I was like, "Why would you ask me that, child?" And he was like, "That was my residuals check." "How frequently do you make $17,000, Alex?" So I crashed the car. Insurance money, that's how you make $17,000. It's not what I did. I asked him for his agent's name. Like, we're both trying to make it, you know? I make these jokes, I tell these stories like the kid, Teddy's 17 now. I don't see him all that much. He's a good kid, I really like Teddy, but like he don't need me no more. Teddy's basically an adult, and I saw him for the first time in a while over the holidays, and he sat me down, and he was like, "Alex, I need to tell you something. You're the 3rd person I ever told, but I need to tell you, I'm gay." And I cried. Like just a little, but I cried because I've known this kid for like 8 years, and it felt so good to be right the whole time. You know what I mean? Just like, called it! How often do you get to do that? I don't work with Teddy anymore. I do like him. I work for a company now, and the company's whole goal is that we're trying to destigmatize autism in society. That's their entire goal. And all we've done is hung up a poster. That's it. It's a cool poster, but like, it's a poster that lists the most influential people with autism of all time. And the list is stacked, honestly. Like, the list is amazing. Number 1 on the list is Albert Einstein. 2, Thomas Jefferson. 3, Nikola Tesla. 4, Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters. 5, Emily Dickinson. And every time I read that list, I just get so overwhelmed with how much someone somewhere loves Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters. Because why the fuck is he on the list? Like, I know he doesn't belong on the list because on the list it says Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters. It doesn't say Thomas Jefferson from the Declaration of Independence. But Dan Aykroyd needs a credit. And they left people off. They left Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Edgar Allan Poe. They left the guy who invented Pokemon off. And the fact that you guys aren't applauding is a problem. Like, that game is just a kid walking around collecting things. That is the entire purpose of that game. You walk around, you collect things, you walk into people's houses without saying hello to them. And when you make eye contact with anyone, you fight them. It's Autism, the video game. How is he not on the list? People ask me a lot if I'm autistic. It's pretty regular. Like, I work with autistic kids, so people are like, "Oh, you must be autistic too," and I'm like, doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't bother me. I get asked a lot, and it doesn't bother me, which might be the side effect of the autism. I'm not really sure. It bothered me once when my therapist asked. That was mean. Mid-session, she was like, "Alex, has anyone ever talked to you about being autistic?" And I was like, "Isn't that your job? That's what I pay you to do?" She was like, no, take this seriously. Have you ever spoken to a doctor about this? I was like, "Oh, that is a mean way to tell me you're not a doctor." What does the degree on your wall mean? She was like, "Alex, stop. I think you're on the autistic spectrum." So I got up and I left without paying. Because if you're autistic, you can get away with anything. It's great. Kicked a baby on my way out. I didn't know what to do. I called my best friend after this and I was like, "Hey, Sam, my therapist called me autistic." And he said, "Yeah." So I hung up. I took a real test after all this. I took a test. I sat down with a doctor and it was like 8 tests actually. And at the end of it, he sat me down. He looked me in the eyes, which was really hard for me. And he was like, "Alex, you're not autistic. You're just weird." And I don't know what's worse about the whole situation, that all of my friends readily accepted I was autistic, or that a doctor diagnosed me weird. Like, it's not a medical term. All right, I'll get out of that. So I don't live in a great neighborhood. I don't know if anyone else does. The other day, someone broke into my car and just didn't take anything. Like, how boring am I that people are just giving up in the middle of felonies like that? And I know they went through my stuff because they found an old pack of cigarettes I had and just poured it all over my front seat. Because even the people in LA who break into your car will shame you for smoking. It's insane. That wasn't the worst of it. Not too long later, a guy tried to break into my actual apartment. Like, a meth head got in, he took the fire extinguisher out of the hallway and used it to put 3 holes in my door, which is a sentence no one else has ever had to say. But he did. It was scary. It was really terrifying. He was using it as a battering ram, and he was saying every slur that I could think of. He said the N word, the C word, the F word. And the whole time I was just getting so upset because he didn't say Jew one time, you know? Like, I'm glad it wasn't a hate crime, but I would have liked to be included, you know? But I got scared. I got really scared, so I started looking for a dog after that to guard my apartment. I wanted to get a guard dog, but as it turns out, that's against my lease. So I got the next best thing, which we all know is a possum. A possum. It is. Because if someone breaks into your apartment and there is a possum there, they don't want to touch anything. They're like, no, this place has been abandoned. We can go home. I didn't get a possum. I did try to get a dog. I tried really, really hard to get a dog, but because of the weight limit in my apartment, I had to look for little dogs. So mostly like Dachshunds, Pomeranians, Chihuahuas. And writing this joke is how I learned that it's impossible to spell Dachshund, Pomeranian, or Chihuahua. They're all impossible words. But so I was looking at these dogs, and every time I found one I liked, the person would be like, nah, this dog is too leash aggressive for you, Alex. And if you don't know, what leash aggressive means is that they're just saying, no, we think this dog's gonna make you its bitch. Like, that's all that is. And it was upsetting because they were tiny. It all came to a head. I was looking at this one little dachshund and I thought it was really cute. And the lady was like, no, too leash aggressive for Alex. But we have this cat in the back. And if you don't take it home, we're gonna kill it. So now I have a cat. I love my cat. He's a good cat. They should not have given me the cat. It made no sense that they gave me this cat. When I got the cat, the first thing they said is, this cat is 18 pounds. And I said, okay. And that means they shouldn't have given me the cat. Because if your first thought or reaction isn't, wow, that's a big fucking cat, you don't know anything about cats. But I got him. His name's Chairman Meow, and he's the best. He's a sick cat. He's always sick. He throws up a lot, and I took him to the vet. And the vet's like, oh, no big deal, your cat has IBS. I was like, why did they give me the Jewish cat? Seems anti-Semitic. I grew up Jewish. I grew up very Jewish. I grew up religious. Growing up, I didn't eat pork. And the only reason I tell you guys that is because it's the only thing people know about us. People ask all the time, they're like, oh, it's so weird that you don't eat pork. And I'm like, is it? You know who else doesn't eat pork? Healthy people. Like, if you have good cholesterol, you're not eating a lot of bacon. We all have that in common. But no, I grew up in a bad place to be Jewish. Like, I grew up with a lot of anti-Semitic stuff thrown my way all the time, like bricks. It was hard. I grew up in Texas, so you guys know. It's it was weird growing up where I grew up because I was the Jew. Like, that's what my teachers called me. And I hated that because the kids always had better nicknames. Like, one kid called me Chewbacca because I had a mustache in 6th grade. One kid in 2003 called me Saddam Jew Caine for a year. He should have passed English class, right? Like, that's a great name. It uses my name. It was timely. I had one teacher pull me aside after class once, and he was like, I'll have you know, Mr. Caine, I think Jews are the cockroaches of the world. I was like, damn, you teach biology. It was awful. It was the weirdest thing anyone's ever said to me, because Jews aren't the cockroaches of the world. Cockroaches are the cockroaches of the world. We live in the same world. Like, if anything, Jews are, I can't finish that joke. Cockroaches are the Jews of the animal kingdom. Because we both survived nuclear holocausts. What a weird joke to end this bit on. Anyways, I'm colorblind. I don't do transitions well. It's weird being colorblind. I'm not a fan of it. It's a disability, but no one gives a shit. You know what I mean? Do you know what they call the doctors who specialize in treating the colorblind? You know, imaginary. They're not real. Yeah. Nobody's ever tried to help me. It's fine. But even though there are no doctors who specialize in it, it is the only disability that every person thinks they are qualified to test me for. As soon as people find out I'm colorblind, they're just like, Then what color is that? Always pointing at some gray shit. I hate it. I hate that game because you can't play Test My Disability with anybody else. You know, like you're not allowed to. You can't go up to your deaf friend and just be like, but what noise are you hearing? What does it sound like to you? It's annoying. It's really annoying being colorblind. Like, I can't see green, purple, or orange at all. So when I have Skittles, I only get half the rainbow. Do you know how disappointing that is? One big side effect of being colorblind is that nature sucks. I don't get it. I don't at all. Like, what is pretty about the ocean? It looks like oatmeal. Like, what are you guys seeing? Like, I had a girlfriend who took me up north to see the leaves change one year. I think that was domestic abuse. I paid $700 to fly to New Hampshire for leaves to be brown on a tree and brown on a floor. And what did I miss? Like, have you guys ever seen a sunset? Not just any sunset, like a sunset. You know, like one of the ones that's on a greeting card where they're like, man, the world's all messed up, but look at the beauty. Have you guys ever seen a sunset like that? I can't. Sunsets are all brown for me. It's like watching my hair recede on a big fucking screen, you know? And I was bullied for being colorblind growing up pretty badly. Not by the kids, though, by crayons. Fuck crayons. Can't fucking stand crayons. I can never tell them apart, and there's always an asshole who's like, just read the crayon. Fuck you. My parents bought me a pack of 64 because they loved me. Have you read those color titles? Maroon? That's not a color, that's what you do to naughty pirates. Like, Periwinkle, that's just Tinkerbell's little sister. What are we doing here? Mac and cheese is a crayon. I'm colorblind. I know mac and cheese could be like 8 different colors depending who cooked that shit. Like, what's going on here? Mint, that's a flavor. Lavender, that's a scent. Can you guys see those too? I don't think so. Wine is a crayon. It's a weird crayon for an 8-year-old. Also, help me out here, because wine isn't one color. And like for me, red wine is black, white wine is yellow, and rosé is just terrible. So what color is this crayon? I don't... The weirdest part about being colorblind is I can't change topics. So I have a hard time being colorblind. Like, one of the big problems is that I can't go shopping alone. Like, that's the biggest deal for me. Like, last time I went shopping by myself, I came back with a shirt described to me as piss yellow by multiple people. And I was like, that's disgusting. I didn't know you could piss yellow. What are you drinking? It is always gray. What is wrong with you? See a doctor. That's how I'll figure out who my friends are now, is I'll take them shopping with me. Like, that's what I do, because they'll do one of two things when we go shopping together. One, they'll be like, nah, man, that shirt's mauve, and you cannot pull that off. That's nice of them, even though they just, like, made up a color or something. I don't like it. It's better than my other friends. It is much better than my other friends who will be like, no, that is gray. You have it right. And then like 6 weeks later, my boss is like, Alex, why have you only worn pink for a while? What is going on here? And look, for the record, I have no problem wearing pink. I have no issue with it. What is it? I've never seen it. It is a problem, because my last girlfriend, she had pink hair and a matching pink car. And I didn't know that for 8 months. It was weird. It is weird to learn you are dating a sociopath like that. It was insane. Like, she was like, I thought it was weird you never brought it up. And I was like, I thought it was weird you were gray in your 20s. Like, learn not to ask that, you know? But no, that girl was weird. On our first date, That girl asked me very detailed questions about the Holocaust. She told me she went to jail. She told me that her favorite vacation spot in the country is Tampa Bay. And I stayed for years. Because that's the good thing about being colorblind. All the red flags are just flags. It was like, go on through, you got this. All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock. Are you guys ready to call this a show? Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are wonderful. I'm going to be there in a minute. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for PJ, everybody.